How's it going, everybody? It's Pilot Flame, and we are back with another preseason FPL video. And today we're continuing our Team Watch series. And up next, we're up with my team, Manchester United. We're going to see what FPL assets have emerged in attack and in defense, as well as what transfer activity or lack thereof that they have been doing in the transfer market to help strengthen their team for this upcoming FPL season. If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe channel if you are new, and turn those notification bells on so that you can get the content as soon as it is readily available. Also, give us a follow over on Twitter so that you can keep up to date with any and all FPL news, as well as give us a follow over on Twitch so you can join us live for our preview and deadline streams and any impromptu FPL streams, which will all be over on Twitch for this upcoming FPL season. We'll be doing the preview streams a week today at the time of recording. It's going to be next week, Monday, so that's going to be fantastic. I can't wait to do it again. It's going to be great. I need to make sure I update my graphics, though, before that time so that they're spick and span and perfectly in order for you all when it comes time to do that stream. And we'll see my draft as well come that time as well, because it's very interesting at the moment. I certainly have no Mo Salah in it at the moment, which is pretty contentious, so we'll talk about that when we get there. But let's look at Manchester United's attacking assets for this FPL season. Now, as someone who pays attention to Manchester United quite a lot, the attack can sometimes be quite frustrating to watch with talents like Martial, Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho. The mind is blown when you can't see these guys scoring a lot of goals throughout a regular FPL season. Rashford had his injury woes and then just looked very disinterested last season. Martial had a terrible loan spell at Sevilla. Jadon Sancho just didn't look on it in his first full season with Manchester United. So hopefully these guys can help elevate the club. I mean, if you look at the last 4 matches played, Rashford basically didn't get a sniff at goal, and same with Jadon Sancho, who was probably the most productive out of the 3 and looked kind of good in bits, but not the Jadon Sancho of Borussia Dortmund that Manchester United purchased 1 summer ago. The fixtures, however, look fantastic off the start, barring the Liverpool at home fixture. Brighton at home, Brentford away, and Southampton away. All are FDR ratings of 2 on the FDR rating chart for FPL's website. And I think it's going to come down to these 3. Yes, there are rumors that Ronaldo is going to probably stay now. We'll have to wait and see on that one. Personally, I think there's still a chance for him to leave because he's going to be looking for Champions League football. But maybe if he is coerced into saying, hey, look, wait it out here. Keep yourself fit for the World Cup. You're playing the World Cup. Then if you want to go play in the Champions League, we can send you on loan or sell you in the winter market come January. That could be something that would make Ronaldo probably be like, yeah, you know what? That sounds pretty good to me. Can take it easy for a bit, score some goals, be fully fit, come to the World Cup and be perfectly fine. But I don't see that disrupting United's FPL assets. I think these 3 will probably play a good bit of games. Probably Jadon Sancho being the most likely to play pretty much every game in, game out for the Premier League season. I just think nobody does what he does on the right-hand side. And a lot of the chance creation needs to start being much more balanced because United often were left side dominant when Luke Shaw and Rashford a couple seasons ago were doing well attacking-wise. I think the low in preseasons look very good, and I think that's mainly due to the fact that him and Sancho are actually getting some form of relationship there. If they were to sort out the midfield and make ball progression much better, these guys could become absolute gems come the start of the season. It happened with Arsenal last season where they had a terrible season the season before. They dropped all their FPL prices, and then they became really good. The likes of Martinelli, Saka, Smith Rowe, all these sorts of players were very, very cheap, and everyone bought them very cheap, and they did well. And Arsenal just barely missed out on top 4. And I think that could be United this season, especially with the start that they have. Me personally, though, being a bit skeptical of their team and watching them and being a fan of the club, I think Ten Hag can do well. I would just wait it out a little bit. Probably first 3 weeks, 3 game weeks here. See what they're about. See what they play. How do they play at home? How do they play against a really tough opposition? How do they play against a team that's going to be very solid when they're away from home? See how it goes, and personally I would wait on them. If I was going to go for anyone, it would be Jadon Sancho, because I think he's probably the most consistent out of the 3 that are up on the screen. And Ronaldo, you just don't know. He could just easily just leave the week after you potentially have him in your team. So I would steer clear of him. Plus he's too expensive anyway, and you're looking to get the likes of Haaland or Kane to start the season there as well. Or even if you're going to go with that 10 million-ish player, you're going to go for Raheem Sterling anyway, probably in midfield. He's probably going to be better value for 0.5 million cheaper. So that's going to do it for the attacking assets. Let's see if United, who seemingly have improved a bit defensively in preseason, what they have to offer for this FPL season. Now, Manchester United last season were an absolute wreck when it came to defense. And I think that's mainly down to the fact that they just weren't very good as a unit, plain and simple. Yes, there potentially are individual players that could be, or have played better for whether it be for country or in previous seasons. But they were just, as a unit, just didn't defend well. And they had to rely on the brilliance of David De Gea to make save after save after save. He couldn't play the ball out from the back, which he is clearly capable of doing, as we've seen in preseason. He's, pretty good at, distributing the ball when told to do so. Yes, he still has one where he kicks it long every now and again, but sometimes that's the case. It's a team press as well. Personally, I think United could get better defensively this season. De Gea at 5 million is potentially being overlooked, so I would say keep an eye on him. Again, I would say wait the 3 weeks for that. Delo is probably the most interesting one out of them all, coming in at 4.5 million. His competition in Aaron Wan-Bissaka looks like he's on the selling block, and potentially he would be the only right back that is gonna see significant game time. And at 4.5 million, if he's in the box, attacking, overlapping, underlapping, doing the things he's been doing in preseason, I like the looks of that at 4.5 million, and he could be of value there. Just needs to prove defensively would probably be my only concern, but attacking wise, he's brilliant. I mean, he can cross with both feet. When given the opportunity to do so, I think he's got this new confidence under Erik ten Hag, and he's also pairing up with Jadon Sancho, who was originally bought to play on the right wing anyway, who was apparently just put on the bench and just played on the left sometimes for Solskjaer, which just didn't make sense to me. So now that he has his partner in front of him and then can actually establish a relationship there, that could be something to go for. Luke Shaw at 5 million, I think that's probably a bit too expensive now that Tyrell Malacia has come in. And I think he could be potentially a rotation risk and could potentially be the long-term just backup to Malacia, which could be very interesting as well. I think United under Erik ten Hag are going to look to use their fullbacks, push them high up the pitch, creating overloads, and they're going to want to be creators of the ball, in much akin to how Man City, Liverpool, even Chelsea obviously with a wing-back system slightly different, but the point stands that they are going to be creative, basically engine rooms, as it were, for their team. They're going to be the guys making crosses, potentially making through balls, coming in centrally to bulk out the midfield. Cancelo is probably the best out of all the fullbacks that does this, and it's something that United have desperately needed over the past several years. Just haven't had a consistency at fullback, and that needs to be addressed. But I think that also stems from other positions on the field as well. So let's see how United are potentially strengthening in the transfer market, because if they don't sort out the midfield slots, I think that they could struggle with ball progression against the better opposition. So United's transfer activity has been, they've basically been linked with every player under the sun, but haven't actually brought that many players in. Martinez is going to be a welcome addition at the back and will probably play as the left-sided center back in pretty much every game that he's fit and available for. I don't think he's been priced in FPL as of yet, which is why you see the question mark up on the graphic. And close to £50 million before add-ons, which is a very, very hefty fee in my opinion, but that's what happens when you leave transfers later on in the window after a team like Ajax, who's already sold the likes of Gravenberch, Sebastian Haller and other players to other clubs. You can't just take the whole team apart. They need players to play too. So again, that is an approximation as well on the fee as well. So he will probably take one of either Varane or Maguire's position as left-sided centre back. Me personally, I would like to see Martinez and Varane as the starting two, and just basically play Varane until he breaks, essentially, because he is injury prone. And that's just going to happen. Or you can rotate them however which way you want to do it. Malacia has also come in again, kind of backup or potentially the starter over Luke Shaw, which makes Luke Shaw a threat in FPL, or under threat rather in FPL. So I wouldn't be going there. I'd be going Delo, go on his side instead. Christian Eriksen, originally from Brentford last season, is now on a free to Manchester United. He has been priced in the game, 6.5 million. Could he be a potential change to the template? We'll have to wait and see. I'm not sure how Eriksen's going to fit in, which is why I'm saying kind of wait and see on the kind of the first 3 games, see how United kind of set up, who's getting the majority of minutes, what type of systems Ten Hag is playing. Are they more attacking? Are they better defensively? You know, those sorts of things. So I wait and see on the new signings. If it's someone like Anthony, as an example, if he were to come in, or De Jong's probably not going to be of any use in FPL unless he's playing like really, really advanced. But Anthony would be someone who you could probably jump on if he comes in at 6.5 million, because you know he's going to play on that right-hand side, and Sancho would move over to the left guaranteed. In terms of the outs, we spoke about Andreas in the Fulham video. He is a 4.5 million FPL asset that's going to be playing the number 10 role for Fulham, so a very cheap bench fodder there, so very, very nice for us and our FPL teams. Ronaldo, I put the Bayern Munich logo up there, but he's been linked to Atletico Madrid lately as well. I'm just not sure how Ronaldo fits into Ten Hag's system. He can deploy him kind of how Sebastian Haller was kind of deployed at Ajax as well, where he kind of just man marks one of the center backs. Also, get well soon, Haller, as well as he announced that he had a particular illness. Won't talk about it too much, but hopefully get well soon for him as well. But getting back to Ronaldo, I just don't see him personally leaving. I think Ten Hag is going to pitch kind of his whole speech, as it were, to Ronaldo as, hey, look, I can keep you fit. I can rotate you a little bit. You'll get the game time you want, but you'll still get an adequate amount of rest. You'll get to see your family when you want. You'll also be fully fit for when the World Cup comes. And then after that, if you feel like, hey, look, this isn't like for me, this plan isn't working out, and I want to go play some Champions League knockout stage games, then we can let you go in January. That could be an easy pitch that they could do. And then lastly, Dean Henderson, another gift potentially in FPL, 4.5 million. Maybe not off the start, because all the promoted teams, their fixtures aren't the greatest to start off, and there are better options there. Me personally, I have Ederson in my current draft in goal, but 4.5 million for a goalkeeper could potentially be the Martinez of a couple of seasons ago, the Ramsdale of last season. He could be of value when playing for Nottingham Forest. But let me just think down in the comments below. I think Man United need to get De Jong in fast, and I think they need another midfielder as well. I would like to see the likes of Ibrahim Sangare come in. That would be fantastic pairing with him and De Jong. They just need to get these deals done, because the transfer window is only 5-6 weeks away from closing, and they need to get things done and integrated into the team so we can start seeing Ten Hag's full picture of what he wants to do. Welcome to the Fantasy Football Scout members area, the one place that you need to be tuned into for the upcoming FPL season. It has a wide variety of resources and tools that will help improve your FPL game today. It has a bunch of different members-only articles written by some of the best FPL managers across the globe, heat maps for all the players and positions, as well as player comparison tools, which will help you see side by side who is going to be more effective for your FPL team, fully customizable stats tables powered by Opta stats, and much, much more. Use the link down in the description below so that you can get access to the Fantasy Football Scout members area today. It'll help improve your FPL game. This video has been sponsored by Manscaped, the best in male below-the-waist grooming. Make sure to check out manscaped.com so you can see the latest and greatest updates to their lawnmower, as well as their performance package, and much, much more for all their gadgets and gizmos to help keep your family jewels looking as shiny as ever. Make sure to use the code FLAME20 so that you can get 20% off your next Manscaped order, as well as free worldwide shipping. Go check out manscaped.com today. And that is going to do it for this preseason edition of Team Watch for Manchester United. If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe channel if you are new, and turn those notification bells on so that you can get the content as soon as it is readily available. Drop us a follow over on Twitter so that you can keep up to date with any and all FPL news, as well as give us a follow over on Twitch so you can catch us live for any and all FPL streams over on Twitch. They will be exclusively over on Twitch for the FPL season. And lastly, make sure to check the link down in the description below for Fantasy Football Scouts members area. All the stats you saw on today's video are from their members area. It's going to help elevate your FPL game. Thank you all for watching, and until the next one, take care.